Hey guys, it's Bible Girl, and it's time for first chapter of The Giver for R&R. None of them have names, so just chapter 1. And doing this as a read-through, it's really fascinating how good and very clever an opening it is to the story. We meet our main character, Jonas, and Jonas is riding his bike and thinking about a special ceremony that's about to happen in his life and how he feels about it, and he's contemplating the word to describe it. And as he's doing so, he's remembering certain things. And he remembers the time he saw a cargo plane go over the community that he lives in. And that everyone in the community, not just the children, but the adults, were incredibly nervous about this because you'd never see a plane go over the community. You might see them off in the distance out at a special landing area, but never in the community. And what happened was there are like loudspeakers throughout the community, and the loudspeaker tells people to go inside in this building and drop your bikes, and everyone does it. And that's really the first time you get an understanding of how intensely dedicated to the way the community works and the rules, and how lack of questioning there is in the society that everyone just drops their bikes and they go to the nearest building and go inside. They don't ask any questions about it. And then later, loudspeaker goes off again and says, "Oh, don't worry about it. It was a new pilot. He made a mistake." And needless to say, he will be released. And we hear about released. And knowing how much that concept means to the major conflict, the pain inside Jonas eventually, while Jonas takes a kind of action later on in the story, they introduce it very subtly. And I remember when I read in 8th grade, I didn't recognize right away what released meant as an adult. I can get it. I don't know if it's... I assume I would get it if I read it as an adult. But maybe not. They say being released is usually, if it happens to just a regular person, it's a punishment. It also happens occasionally to very small children, and that is a sad thing. Or it happens to very old people, and it is a celebration of life. And being released means you have to leave. You're away from the community, and you're not going to be in the community, and it's a very bad thing, and not something you say lightly. And Jonas goes to finish riding the bike, goes home, and he has dinner with his mom, dad, and his little sister Lily, and they take part in this process they do every evening where they have to share their feelings. And it's not just a family thing, it is again showing the community's rules being impressed on everyone. It's required. And they go around the table, and Lily talks about her feelings and how she was mad at these kids from another community that came and visited her school, basically, and they didn't follow any of the rules. And so we understand in this chapter, community is the separate organization. People are being separated by ages as children. We see that with Jonas, we see that with Lily. And that there's a special ceremony when you get older each year. And that there are different communities, but they're all still very regimentally secret, and there can be assigned visiting, but it doesn't seem like something you can do on your own. And the mom says, well, you know, maybe they have different rules, or they learn things a little differently than you do, and they haven't learned that rule yet. Mom works for the Department of Justice, and she's upset because one of the people there has been in trouble multiple times, and if they get in trouble one more time, they're going to have to be released, and that makes her upset. And the dad is a nurturer, and he's basically, his job is to take care of newborn babies, little babies, until they get assigned a family. I think that actually said that in the first chapter, but whatever. He takes care of little babies. And there's one little baby that's not doing very well, and he wants to take him home on the evenings. And actually, no, they do say that. and Lily says, well, why can't we have him too? And she laughs because she knows community only lets you have a boy and a girl child in your home, and that's it. And so that's the first chapter. Like I said, it introduces you to the world. You really see the strictness, the power of what the community is. So people just drop what they have and they listen. They follow all the rules. Even conversation at your dinner table is dictated by the community and the rules of the community. And no one seems to be upset about this or mind or question. It's just how the community functions. And we hear about release in multiple situations. It can be a punishment. It can be a celebration of life. It can be something that happens to small children. And the author hasn't completely explained what that means, but it is going to make such an impact. Everything presented in here is going to make such an impact on the lives of characters, on Jonas's life. And that's really impressive looking back on it, that everyone understands and that they put this stuff in right away and you're understanding the world very quickly. I think that's awesome. I like this book. It mentioned Ceremony of 12. That's going to be a big thing, because Jonas is about to take place in Ceremony of 12 and what that means. It doesn't explain what it is yet, but it's going to be important. It's going to inform the entire book, and that's how we're going to meet the giver. So, it's chapter 1. It's great me remembering it, and I think it's a very good introduction to the world and the universe. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow for more VEDA, and good evening. God bless. Bye.